One thing I do want to pinpoint, though, on is this velocity to the north of Rochester. This is, again, one of those situations where you're starting to see those winds start to circulate around each other. Nate, if you could take my picture full here, and we'll talk about this. No tornado warning on this yet, but we are starting to see still some of that rotation take shape here across North Broadway, East Circle Drive northeast, moving to the north of what would be Cascade Lake there, 50th Avenue Northwest, and our station is just to the north here along 52. These are some of the winds we're starting to see, those stronger outflow winds, and we'll see if we get a little bit of a update here, but we are starting to see some more of those rotations starting to pop up. Now, keep in mind here, we are between 3 different radar sites, 2 though in southeast Minnesota. We got the National Weather Service in the Twin Cities, and we got the National Weather Service here locally, or at least in La Crosse. It looks like we just had another, so a tornado warning has now just come out. We're probably going to get it here as well, so you're going to hear all the alerts. It looks like a tornado warning has now been placed for that storm just to the north of Rochester that we were just talking about right now along Highway 52. So let's zoom into it. We'll talk about it and time it out together here. So we got Cascade Lake right there, severe tornado warning in effect for parts of the northern area of Rochester, moving towards North Broadway, East Circle Drive, northeast, Cascade. This includes roads 37th Avenue. We got 41st on this area, moving to the north closer towards about 75th as well. So 75th is around where that Culver's is. We also got towards 41st. That's around where Marketplace Drive is. So the Potbelly, the Target, all along that 41st area right there on highway or Road 41st Street Northwest. That is starting to move off towards the south and east. Aaron, if you have any information on this, that would be good as well.
Per hour. Yeah, so this does include the northern extent of the Rochester metro area. It is also radar indicated. We have not gotten any confirmation of a tornado. You can see there on the live eye, very intense winds moving across the city here. The station, we are under the tornado warning, so if we do have a concern, everyone that is at the station right now, you should take shelter. If you can, go down to the basement here. We are going to stay on with this as long as we can. So we are located here on the north side, and we are going to stay on as long as we can as well. Yeah. But we are getting some pretty concerning winds here hitting the station at the moment.
And I can hear the sirens going off here behind us. Amidst of the wind, you can hear the sirens off in the distance. So again, this tornado warning is north of downtown, at least where the circulation is along North Broadway, East Circle Drive. If you are in this area right here, you need to get downstairs now into the lowest floor of your building, apartment complex, whatever that is, internal room away from windows, as long as this tornado warning is in effect for. So we are currently watching this tornado warning that goes until 2 o'clock. So for the next about 20 to 30 minutes, there's the sirens now going off. As this tornado warning continues to move off towards the south and east here through the next 30 minutes. So again, what we'll do is we'll clear this out. We'll time it out here together. If you're listening to me, whether it's on through social media or you're still watching on TV, we're going to work through this together. You know what to do. You know what your plan is. We work through this through Severe Weather Awareness Week. So this tornado warning, it doesn't just include Rochester. There's quite a few areas in here along Highway 14. Let's kind of time this out here.
Going to be including the Iota area. This is moving just west of St. Charles, but Iota. This also includes areas near Chester Woods. So if you live anywhere there along Highway 14, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now. We have, again, not gotten a confirmation of a tornado, but we are getting some very serious wind gusts here in North Rochester.
Now the timing for this, we got Haverhill, we got Viola, and we also got Iota here over the course of the next 10 minutes or so as this moves off to the north and east. This is that rotation we were just talking about a couple minutes ago. That was a little bit more on the concerning side, developing north of Rochester. So this is going to continue to move off towards the north and east, kind of following that track that the tornado warning is located for, moving along, or at least just to the north there of Highway 14. So if you live in Haverhill, Viola, or Iota over the course of the next 10 minutes, you need to be in the lowest floor of your home, internal room with no windows, to ensure that you are safe here, and we'll let you know when you are clear through the next few minutes. Our live eye, Aaron, it looks like almost blizzard-like.
Yeah, can we bring up the downtown live eye? I believe that is pointed to the west. Let me go ahead and switch this over. Yeah, we're just getting some very you can't really see anything on the live eye right now.
Exactly. So let's go back to the radar here. We'll walk through this again together. It looks like that tornado warning for down into Mower, for tornado warning for Freeborn has now been allowed to expire. Just a severe thunderstorm warning moving across I-90 for Austin, Nevada. Again, these are county by county severe thunderstorm warnings, and then there'll be case by case tornado warnings over the course of what will probably be the next couple hours here that we stay together working on this. So let's go back to the velocity here. Looks like a possible new tornado warning, Aaron, has been put in place. Oh, it's just the same one that was there for. One. And so we'll walk through here what's a little bit on the concerning side. It's these rotating winds that we're seeing together here across East Circle Drive northeast towards Haverhill, north of Rochester. This is going to continue to move off towards the north and east. So Viola Road northeast towards Viola. Eota's in there as well. This is now starting to work a little closer towards the communities just to the east there of Highway 52, north there of, it looks like even towards Ringe as well. So Aaron, do you have anything?
Yeah, so we haven't not gotten any confirmation of a tornado on the ground, but we did get some high wind gust reports in the Rochester area of 58 and 59 mile per hour wind gusts, 1 to 2 miles north of downtown. So basically right in where that intense couplet that Ryan was just talking about, where we're seeing those intense winds, but it has been just enough wind that there's been some circulation with it in addition to those high wind gusts that we could have that possible tornado.
Exactly, so that's what we're watching for. It's this rotation right here. You got the winds wrapping around this way, winds wrapping around to the inside as well. So that's where you're sometimes seeing some of those stronger wind gusts if this is on the ground. Has there been any confirmation, Aaron, about anything spotted on the ground?
There's been no confirmation of any tornado. We haven't gotten any confirmation of damage either in the Olmsted County area, but I think we're not going to really hear about that until after the storm really passes, because even here for the last 5, maybe almost 10 minutes, we've been getting just pelted with heavy rain and wind. Not sure if you can hear it over the air, but just through the door here, just a few feet away, we're getting some pretty strong winds and rain hitting the door.
Now, the good news is, now this is using our debris tracker. What this does is it detects things that are not classified as hydrometeors. So rain, it's not detecting that. It's trying to detect if anything's being lofted into the air. We are not seeing anything popping up right now, so that is a good sign. This might just be an area of strong rotation with this thunderstorm where we're going to see some gusty winds, but that does not mean that we won't see potentially maybe some tree damage moving across this area, or even just some potential damage along this tornado warning track here.
Looks like we just got a new report of from the hospital, St. Mary's. There's a weather station there of a 57 knots, so that converts to 65 mile per hour wind gusts here just
I believe it. I believe it.
Ago.
These winds have been relentless over the course of the last few minutes. We're continuing to kind of see what all is coming into us, but trying to see if we can get a new update, because I believe this is going to be kind of updating here over the next few minutes. But for the time being, let's go to where this rotation is actually in place. So 55th Street Northwest. This is between, downtown and around 47th, but we got some areas to really watch for here. If you're in the Haverhill community, Hadley Valley Road there, Rocky Creek Drive northeast. If you are in this tornado warning, you need to be in the lowest floor of your home right now or apartment complex, internal room away from windows. So
anywhere on the east side of Rochester, East Circle Drive, if you live near the Hy-Vee there on East Circle, anywhere in that area, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now, because this is a very serious situation. Again, we haven't gotten any confirmation, but we're getting very intense winds, which are still significant enough to cause some tree damage that we had, just a few weeks ago with some pretty significant winds moving through. So similar situation to that with those high winds up to 65 miles per hour that we got a report of, in addition to this potential tornado moving through.
Now, Aaron, if you could do me a favor and go talk to Nate real quickly. He said he has Sean, but for the moment, I want to continue to kind of time out this tornado warning, moving to the north of Rochester, just to the west of Haverhill. So if you live in the Haverhill community, College View Road northeast, towards even Viola Road northeast towards Viola, you are going to see this continue to move off towards your direction over the course of the next few minutes. Now, the warning for this tornado warning does go until 2 o'clock, so we will stay with this as long as we need to as this moves off towards the north and east. If you are west of Highway 52, so west of Cascade, you can see they just shaved off the tornado warning there. If you're west of there, you are going to still see some rain, and I want you to be mindful, but the strongest of it has moved off towards the east. I still want you to stay in your shelter until this passes, just to make sure we have all of our coverage here as we move forward. So here looks like a little bit of an update. So they have shaved off Highway 52 now moving off towards the east, and you can kind of see that rotation still staying, right there, just to the north of Rochester. We're going to watch this move off towards the south and east along parts of Highway 14, north of Highway 14. And something I want you to keep in mind, whether you're directly underneath where this rotation is or you are on the outside, anywhere within this polygon right here, you need to respect the polygon. It is a very wide area, meaning that if you are in this area, just because you're not directly underneath where this rotation is, you can still see some stronger winds. Case in point, recorded, like Aaron said, close to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts at St. Mary's. That's outside of where that center circulation is, with some of these stronger winds moving in from out to the northwest. You got our stronger winds moving in now from out to the south around this side. That's going to continue to wrap around as it moves off towards the south and east. Now, hopefully this starts to decrease in intensity, but we're still going to continue to track this as it moves north of Highway 14. So once again, just going through some of the towns here that are in place for this. Haverhill community, it's starting to move towards you right now. College View Road east, even East Circle Drive northeast. This is moving just north of downtown Rochester. So quite a few communities in the way of this as we move here over the next probably 5 to 10 minutes. But we will get through this together. We are going to get through this together and kind of time this out here as we move forward. So what we're going to do, draw a line and again show you some of the towns that this is moving off to. So off towards the south and east right now, Viola, Iota, in your shelter right now. If you are not in there, so we already got a little bit of issue here with some of our kind of electricity, whatever the case may be right now. Still watching this move off towards the south and east. We have some very close lightning strikes as well, but I want to pay attention to this rotation. And I'm hoping we'll get another update here from the radar site, but it looks like it might actually have just updated. We'll pull that up here. Yeah, so here's the situation with this. This is not your classic hook echo, your giant swirl where you see with some of those supercells in Oklahoma. This is going to be wrapped together. This is going to be embedded. It's going to be wrapped around rain. You will not be able to see it. We'll go to our live eye here, though, over downtown Rochester. And virtually impossible to even see downtown just because of how heavy this rain is at the moment. So let's go back to the radar and kind of, we'll take a deep breath. We'll kind of time this out here. We only got about 15 minutes left of this tornado warning for this specific one through Olmsted County, north of Rochester, along Highway 14, moving towards, even if you live in St. Charles, you are outside of this tornado warning, but this is going to continue to move off towards the east. We don't know yet if they're going to extend it. Aaron, if you could check to see if they are talking about possibly extending this tornado warning. It looks like the velocity couplet that was there is starting to get a little bit more ragged. That's a good sign for us. That means that this kind of rotation is falling apart. That is a good sign. Yeah, that's definitely a good sign. There's no indication that they're going to extend the tornado warning. Based on exactly what you just said, Ryan, I would assume that they're going to discontinue it at some point because it is more ragged. It's becoming more of a wind issue. And we are seeing that. We're getting reports of from the Brownsdale area of a 66-mile-per-hour wind gust. I mentioned the 65-mile-per-hour wind gust. Actually, it was up to a 66-mile-per-hour wind gust at the Mayo helipad there at 1:35. So some pretty intense winds moving through Rochester. No power reported in northwest Rochester because of those winds as well. So that's all the updates we have so far. It seems like it's more of a wind and power issue. Not just from the wind, but also the, we've heard a lot of thunder. There's a lot of lightning likely knocking out power too. And the good thing is we're still hearing the sirens because just because this rotation may be falling apart, we still have a tornado warning that goes into effect until 2 o'clock here. So again, watching this rotation right in here, that's a rotation that allowed for the National Weather Service to gain confidence to put out this tornado warning. This polygon, if you were anywhere within this polygon north of Viola, down into just south there of Marion, you need to be in your safe spot, lowest floor of your home or apartment complex, interior room away from windows. And you're going to stay there until this tornado warning expires. That's just how it's going to be right now. We need to make sure that you are in the lowest floor of your home and taking all the precautions possible here. The good thing, like I said, Aaron, is that this is starting to fall apart a little bit, but that does not mean that it's going to stay that way forever. It's very easy for these storms to kind of collapse and then become cyclic. They reform a circulation again. So this is what we're watching here as it moves along Highway 14. If you live in St. Charles, I want you to, pay attention to this. This is continuing to move off towards your direction. You are not in a tornado warning right now, but if this were to extend, this is moving off towards the southeast. Aaron, did you just get a note?
Just about power outages in northwest Rochester. We mentioned that just a bit ago. This one also from the northwest side. Looks like 100 plus are out of power, so